he shut the door, so I think that's my cue to start. Hey everyone, I actually know most of you. So I'm Brian Gosler with DENT Instruments, Director of Sales and Marketing. Yeah, glad to be here. This is exciting. So DENT Instruments, we were established in 1988, so we've been doing this for over 35 years now. We manufacture in Bend, Oregon, and Bend is a very beautiful place. I highly recommend you guys come visit if you haven't been there already. Great skiing, great water sports, golf, everything. Just don't ask us about our rent and mortgages. It's a little rough. We are a BIMZIG company, and BIMZIG's a Swedish group, a bunch of incredible people. Half the room is BIMZIG people, so I have to say that. but no, great group. It's a lot of fun. Some of you might be familiar with our sister company here in North America, Greystone. We do a lot with Greystone Energy Systems. Yeah, great partners. So yeah, I can't speak highly enough about working in this group. So all of DENT's meter products are made in America. So that means that we're Buy America, Build America compliant, as well as the Trade America certification. So this helps a lot with a lot of military or government building locations. It's becoming more and more of a thing. But that building and doing all of our assembly and design and everything in America gets us a bunch of extra advantages, not just these certifications. For example, we've been very resistant to all the tariff fluctuations this last year. It's put us in an incredible position. We didn't do any price increases in 2025. We started the year saying this is the price, and we stuck to it, and that really helped a lot of our customers, especially when a lot of the sales cycle or the build cycles might be 6-9 months long. So you're bidding a job early, you don't know how it's going to end up in 9 months. So we're able to save a lot of our partners a lot of money by having this tariff-resistant supply chain. We also are really good at fulfillment. I mean, if you think of DENT Instruments, that's one of the top things you should think of, is we always deliver. We're reliable. Not only will we always ship, because we always hold the inventory, we can get it out the door, but we're also always going to answer the phone. So whenever you think of DENT Instruments, just know that we're always going to be there for you, which is huge in all these tightened supply chain crises. Just know you can always rely on DENT Instruments. We also are really good at customer support. We've got 100% on our customer support survey. So we close the case and we send out a survey, thumbs up, thumbs down. We always get that thumbs up. So we work really hard for that thumbs up. All right, just a quick quiz because I had extra swag. What year was DENT Instruments established? It's a really tough one.
1988.
Yeah, all right. Mustard or gray?
Gray. Thank you.
Nice.
Right? All right, so our product line is basically in 3 categories. We do sub-metering, that's the main thing that we do, that's our core business. So these are our permanent sub-meters. We also do more of a temporary meter. It's actually an energy meter and logger all in one. This is going to be like something you put on site for maybe a month or 2 months to understand how to optimize a site. For example, the Canadian military as well as U.S. Air Force uses a lot of these at forward operating bases to understand peak demand from generators, when to switch over, when to balance loads. A lot of universities use it to do a site study, figure out how they can optimize their location. So yeah, this is a temporary, or this is permanent. And then we also have the current sensors, which I'll refer to from now on mostly as CTs, to work with all our products. So every CT works with every product. So that makes it really convenient. We've got a whole broad catalog of different CTs, solid core, to split core, to revenue grade, to Rogaski coils. So we've got whatever you need for any application. Let's go over some sub-metering basics in case anyone doesn't know. For the most part, let's keep it really simple. We monitor electrical panels that aren't dissimilar to what you have in your house. So you open up your breaker cabinet in your house, this is what you see. what we do is we can monitor either the feeders, which are the lines coming into the top, and give you the total energy consumption for the whole panel, or we can do each of the branches. And so here you see we have 3 CTs, or 3 sensors on the individual wires, feeding back to our meter. And I mean, that's kind of it. Those simple CTs give us this whole slew of energy parameters. So it's not just currents and volts, it's demand, it's total harmonics, it's a little bit of power quality type metrics. So we can do all the complex math to really dial down and get whatever that application needs. And every application is different. So everyone uses the data from our meters differently. And we just plug in. Now this unit here, this is a wall mount unit. As you can see, you can fit a lot of CTs on this. So this would be our PowerScout 48. So you can have 48 CTs. So you can just imagine how many different loads you can monitor with that. The other cool thing about our metering line, our PowerScout line, is we've got a whole variety of flavors, right? So we can have a unit that's only 3-channel. We can go all the way up to what you just saw, the 48. So you can mix and match based on what you actually need. So you're not overpaying for what you don't need. Because obviously, it'd be a lot more expensive to buy 16 of 3-channel meters versus a single 48. So we were able to save people a lot of cost, a lot of real estate. I mean, all that space that would take to have that many meters, it's really, really expensive. So we can streamline that, but on every single job site, you can just pick whatever size meter you want and they all play nice together. They're all speaking the same language, you don't do special programming for a different meter size. It really doesn't matter. So we're really good at mixing and matching to whatever that job site and that specific panel needs. We're also really good at working with everyone. I mean, we're kind of like Switzerland. We give you the data however you guys want. So, we've got Modbus, we've got BACnet, we do Ethernet, we do RS-45. We also have a cloud platform where we send and archive the data. You don't even have to use our cloud platform, but you can API into it and grab the data out. So we just want to produce the data and then let you guys use it, however you see fit or whatever works best for your system. So we're just out there reading and creating the data. You guys do whatever you need to do to optimize or utilize it. Here's just a quick little glance at what our cloud platform looks like. We do have widgets and stuff, so you can do some basic analysis, but that's really not our strong point. Like I said, we're just delivering energy data. All right, another quiz. Who invented electricity?
Edison.
What's that?
Edison.
Oh, nobody invented it. Franklin was one of the first ones to monitor it, but we do it much safer. All right, you get a power bank. Okay, so why are we here? We're announcing the new version of the PowerScout line, which is that permanent submeter. We're announcing the FLEX, which, if you're familiar with our products, this actually looks identical, right? So this almost appears exactly like the former line, which is the HT. And that's deliberate. Everyone really liked that form factor, and it's served the industry really, really well. It's served as somewhat of an industry standard for a lot of commercial BAS applications. But what's different is we basically put a V8 under the hood. So this is going to be the next generation of a submetering platform. Even though the hardware looks and feels the same, it's souped up so we can continue to add more and more features. But the most exciting thing for today is the new interface, and this is where we're going to see all the massive improvements, because a lot of the time that goes into installs is actually configuration and commission, right? So that's where we're going to save everyone a ton of time with this new interface. So we approached this problem just thinking like all the cost is in labor, right? So you go to the job site. Yeah, our products do cost money, but they're spending significantly more time actually installing and commissioning. So we're going to try to design a system that is much more intuitive, much more modern, because a lot of the install techs these days are younger and younger. So they're expecting a more modern interface compared to what we had previously. So with our new system and our new FLEXPoint software, Installs are significantly faster. There's a lot less commissioning time. We also make it so it's more predictable on your labor costs. So you can actually quote a lot easier because you know that the commissioning time isn't going to be 1 to 3 days. It's going to be 1 day. This is what the FLEXPoint software looks like. We do everything subscription free. So once you buy the meter, you get the software with the meter. Much more intuitive interface. We've got a lot of images as well, so you can actually select from a CT list. You can see which CT you're picking, which channel you're picking. Just trying to get as intuitive as possible. But this is what I really want to show you. This is like one of the big selling points is virtual meters. So instead of having this architecture where everything is in groups of 3 phases, we've made it so you can do whatever you want. So you can set up what we call a virtual meter, which could be a single phase load, a split phase load, or 3-phase load, and you can identify that as its own entity. You can name it, and it actually pushes through to your Modbus and BACnet registers. And you can mix and match any CTs, so it doesn't have to be in order either. You don't have to choose CT1 and CT2. You can choose CT1, CT14, and combine it into a virtual meter. But the naming that comes across with that makes it much easier for however you're utilizing that data, because the name of that load is actually in the data file. So it makes the setup at your BMS level much simpler. We've also even got breaker images. So when you're setting up this load type, not everyone knows what they're doing. Even electricians, right? They get it wrong. So we're actually showing you what the physical breaker looks like for that virtual meter, so you can just match it up with what you're actually seeing on the panel to reduce the chance of error. So who is this PowerScout FLEX line for? It's kind of for everyone. So we try to keep things, like I said, really neutral. We try to be Switzerland. We try to make these products that can be used by anyone. But we are pretty predominantly in BAS, so that's why we're here, right? So we do a lot with a lot of the big BAS companies that are optimizing for mostly HVAC purposes. We do dabble in data centers, so a little bit more concerned with more quality, power quality type metrics. We work with a lot of public institutions, as well as there's a big trend towards tenant sub-buildings, tenant monitoring and rebuilding. So that's where if you're Walmart and you've got Claire's inside of Walmart, you want to rebuild them for their energy consumption. Or if you've got an apartment building, you want to rebuild your tenants for each of those units. So we're seeing a lot of growth in that sector. We also do a lot with code compliance, a lot with our partners at Leviton. They're kind of the experts at code compliance. So we're able to handle this massive nationwide adoption we're seeing of states adopting energy codes, ASHRAE, AECC, California Title 24. We're able to support all these new energy code requirements we're seeing pretty much nationwide. Like I said before, we got this whole gamut of flavors, right? So you can mix and match job site for whatever meter you need. Like the PowerScout 3, that's really good for if you're just going to monitor a single panel. For example, you might just want to monitor the feeders to a main distribution panel. That could be something small. It could be a 20 amp panel, or it could be 1800 amp panel. We don't care. We just make it really cheap and easy for you to monitor that whole panel with just one simple device without having to overpay for a bunch of extra inputs. Or we can go high density and really cram them in there. One thing that Casey and I were talking about before you guys walked in, both the PowerScout 24 and the Flex 48, they have 2 reference voltages. So what that means is you can actually monitor multiple panels and take in that reference voltage on both those models. So we're actually making it so that you're not buying a meter per panel even. You can combine multiple panels into one meter. And then just as a bonus side note, we are also launching some revenue grade CTs at a really affordable price. Usually revenue grade split core is very expensive, but we're actually launching a revenue grade line that's actually at standard accuracy price. So that's another thing that we're super excited about. Those will be available in early Q2. All right, any questions? Got a hat, somebody's got oh, you already have a hat. Okay.
So I think we use the Elite Pros.
Yeah.
Those are yours, right? So this is for more of a longer term or permanent kind of setup?
Exactly.
The Elite Pros is like
Yeah. So the Elite Pro, that's going to be like more of a temporary study and measurement verification. So yeah, you might leave it on site for 30 days, 60 days. But yeah, the new product line is more focused on a permanent install.
Is the use of API free with the
Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
is the use of API free with the product or
Oh yeah. He's asking if the API is free. The API is free, yeah. So we're not charging for software. We're not charging for cloud.
I mean, once you buy the hardware, you're good. Yeah, and the cloud's great. Everything's in just kind of standard 15-minute intervals. We're not doing advanced analytics on the cloud, so the API is perfect if you have a third-party system. Any other questions?
The dual reference voltage isn't available on the 12, just 2448?
That's correct.
Okay, got it.
Cool. Well, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate it.